going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Free Rein 6M podcast. Today we got Zane and I and our good friend G Watts. Glad to have him on the podcast.
What's up, bro?
Been waiting to link up with this dude for probably like 2 years now. Actually remember having a conversation when we were like about to start Free Rein, and I was telling him about it and making the transition from a previous company to what we got now. But yeah, thanks for hopping on.
Absolutely, man. I'm
We had
excited
some
to be here with
conversations.
y'all.
It's gonna be a good one.
Before we started this, and probably should have had everything rolling already, but
Nah. This is one super natural for me to do because, like you had mentioned, been aware of your talent, you know, and your gift for at least 3 to 4 years now. Kendall, you know, put me on the radar, what it is that you do, spoke highly of you, and then I was able to just come across your work myself, saw it, thought highly of it, was able to just rap a little bit with you, and now I could speak highly and say, yeah, Gene, a solid dude, whoop, whoop. So when you invited me to come and just be a part of the Free Rein in whatever capacity, I thought it was the podcast. I was like, absolutely, bro. You know, it's an honor to come and hop in and just share the space with something that I know, like you said, has been a brainchild for a while, and to see it manifest and actualize, it's a beautiful thing, man. So thank y'all for having me.
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah. Well, we'll get straight into just talking some shit and hanging out. Zane, how you feeling today?
Good. Feeling great. Ready for this podcast.
Is there the best way?
Yeah.
I fuck with the design, bro. Only freedom. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Yeah. I so came in and I seen it, and I was like, okay, bro may be a freak. I didn't see the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I caught his chest straight on pause, and I was like, oh, that's hard.
Bro,
Yeah,
maybe a freak.
Kendu made that actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
he's
Shout
made-
out to that.
He's made damn near all our designs.
Yeah, he
that
cold, bro.
Christian's got on there.
Word, okay. Yeah, makes sense, man. Makes sense. In my opinion, Kendall's one of the, you know, I don't like blanket statements because that's a sign of, you know, lack of knowledge. But Kendall is absolutely one of my favorite artists, and I love art in all vocations and mediums, whether that's a athlete, an actor, a writer, or just a person who's living. You know, I like the motherfuckers that are true to their expression, you know, and Kendall is definitely one of my favorite artists. He expresses himself through so many mediums at high levels. And so to see the different designs in here, I'm surrounded by Kendall right now. So if you see this, Kundalini Kini, you know the truth, brother. Max love forever, man. Shout out to you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I remember going to, you were performing, Riley was performing. Can't remember who else.
Riley PMP.
Yep. And it was on Tracy up here.
Oh, yeah.
Kendu's, you know, had a spot there or whatever. But I remember, like, you know, watching you on stage, and I think you had your daughter on stage with you. I remember, you
Beautiful
know, like
moment for me.
that's G Watts, and Kendu was there, and I was like, that's Kendu, and that was when I was getting my start and shit. And now
That's dope.
Now
That's
we're in
dope.
the same room. Work with Kendu heavily. He's actually gonna have an office back here.
Gang shit. Look at that,
so-
full circle.
So yeah, great. It is coming full circle.
Absolutely,
you know?
bro,
We're in the same
absolutely.
room and been looking forward to this for a while.
Oh,
Listened to, I mean, that song Grammys. That I've listened to that song forever. I think I showed you that.
Yeah.
Like I remember sitting in the living room with friends, you know, when I was younger, showing them that and shit, just
Axe
bumping it
love,
in the living
bro.
room.
Axe
Like,
love,
this shit's
G.
dope, you know.
For real.
So it's cool.
Absolutely is. That's
But
dope.
how you feel about the world today? What do you think about the world?
Man, I think the world is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm a fan of art, and one of my favorite artists of all time is Earth, Wind, and Fire. The Elements, y'all familiar with them?
Yeah.
Benny?
Yeah.
They got a song where it says, "Does no one see the beauty that surrounds them? Take a look around, and you will see beauty." Right? So it's a lot of things that I would like to be different, but I'm a firm believer that what we perceive is what we receive.
Yeah.
And I want this world to be beautiful. So I think life is beautiful. Do we got ops out here, oppositions, you know, that we should be aware of, in my opinion? Hell yeah. But for the most part, there's babies being born every day, and they're absolutely beautiful. And then it's good brothers like y'all that's fighting to keep truth alive, keep information spreading. I think that's beautiful. And then it's real niggas like Young Watts who come out unapologetically and do him and drop his nuts.
Yeah.
For a man, that should be, you know, pause, but that should be admirable. I can't speak for the women's. We don't want no sexual assault accusations on the boy. But yeah, I drop nuts. I think that's beautiful in a world where a lot of niggas picking them up.
Yeah.
Squirrel ass niggas.
Yeah. So when you think the world's beautiful, when the world's beautiful, do you feel like it's important to protect the beauty in the world?
Absolutely,
And
brother.
what's pure and what's valuable and what's going to keep us going as you know, mankind. It's important. What things do you see going on in the world today that are, you know, things that are beautiful that you feel the need to protect, that you maybe feel something's wrong with how it's going today?
Absolutely,
you know, is
champ.
there
I
anything
think that
you're
was
seeing
great,
like that?
man. Shout out to you, bro. That was a good follow pivot off of mine. The things that give me that fire, the beautiful things that make me, you know, ready to crash out and risk it all, the babies, man. If my sister just actually had my first nephew.
Okay.
And so to be able to
Congrats.
hold, thank you, little nephew in my hands, you know, I get to see the pureness of life, the reincarnation of, you know, the all coming here to have a experience and observe some shit, and knowing that its environment, you know, is gonna play a large role in the way that energy goes out here and interacts with the world, whether it's giving the world ugly shit or more beauty, you know. And so the babies is always the foundation for me. And as long as babies is being born, then yes, we must protect them. You know, I'm not an environmentalist, you know, I'm not mad at those people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's too many kids dying for me to worry about a nigga chopping down a tree or driving a car with some gas in it. You niggas is focused on the wrong thing, in my opinion. So
Why do you think people are focused on those things to begin with? Where do you think they get the idea to think of something so below the line of an issue? You know,
like you said earlier when we was rapping off camera, bro, groupthink. You know, I think it's easier for people to convince themselves that it's all right to feel how they feel instead of admitting to themselves that maybe they was fooled. You know, I think it takes strength to look in the mirror and acknowledge if you are the cause of something that's not going how you want. But at the end of the day, that tends to be what it is. You know, we a product of our decisions, our choices. And if you're not liking the outcome of what you're getting, nigga, it's probably something that you had to do, you know, or had something to do with. And, you know, I think as we continue to just ignore, again, and I'm looking myself as society, as we continue to ignore what we truly want and just find a way to make excuses and be comfortable with the losses that niggas keep taking over and over, that's how the slow roll of society degrading happens, deterioration happens. It don't happen overnight where you wake up, and it could, but we haven't experienced in our lifetime. You turn on the news and it's the beat going on or whatever the case is, and it's bombs over Birmingham. That's not our story, but it's been bombs happening on Benton. You know what I'm saying? For a long time.
Yeah. Okay. So going back to the kids thing, you know, the world's just not as like simple as it has been in the past. Even when we were growing up, all of us here in this room, things were a lot more simple. With everything that, you know, that just the crazy shit going on, how confusing would it be, like growing up and right now? Like as a young kid, how confusing would that?
It'd be
would that
dangerous.
be?
It'd be dangerous. It's dangerous for the
Like
little kids right
what
now.
type of kids are we creating?
Yeah, that's
know?
You see the Super Bowl or the Super Bowl parade? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
think the little nigga that was running through there and got tackled was like 16, 17 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, the two that ended up, I guess, being charged initially that got released to the public was in their early 20s. There was also some young niggas out there under the age of 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shit fucked up outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, we have a lot of that here in Kansas City, pretty frequently. What other things do you think kind of big changes socially, things with kids or men or women, or what things are you seeing that are confusing for you?
Well, just the fact that any little thing, everybody has got to be, they got to be, entitled, bro. Like anything, like something that nobody has experience on.
When you say entitled, what do you mean with?
I mean, like,
in those situations.
So like just the littlest things, like you go on the Instagram and there's like a dude fishing that has like 8-pound catfish or some shit, right? Or 80-pound catfish.
Mm.
And they're like, oh, well, you didn't know. And they're like not even a fisher. You know what I mean? They're just talking shit. It's like people just say people just say anything. Like I feel back then, bro, like people just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like,
and didn't say anything if they didn't know about it. Like
yeah,
if you don't got experience on it, bro, people didn't talk.
Yeah. Like everybody has a voice, but it comes to a certain point where it's like your opinion only
Yeah.
you don't force it on everybody else, right? Like,
yeah.
Like not in that form.
Well, it's like people that do know and do have that experience and they see something like that, they're not even saying nothing back. Like they're just gonna like ignore it just because it's like irrelevant. You know what I mean? It's like, how are you gonna tell me? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think it's like so many different outlets for people to get they dumb takes off.
No, for real.
You know what I mean? A nigga can just pull up their phone and all of a sudden they think they creme de la creme.
Yeah.
Go live to one nigga. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, you know, back in the day, that wasn't the case. You had to actually halfway do something to be heard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it had to be on paper too. You know what I mean? Like, you know, where you come up and show somebody that you did it.
Right.
Nowadays, you get on social media and there's people that, you know, there's a dude that faked his whole lifestyle, right? And then he got money off of faking his whole lifestyle, and that's how he's rich, bro. And then, like, you know, people caught on to it because he came out and told everybody. And he was like, bro, I was broke. Like, I was like, y'all don't even, you know. And it's like, that's a big problem too, is social media in general. Like, there's so many ways to just
be manipulated.
Yeah, manipulate and lead people on, you know, wrong paths and stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all feel like social media is more of a problem, or
Oh yeah.
y'all do?
Oh yeah. It's gotten to that point. I mean, I feel like it could be. A lot of people use it for good tools. Like us, we try to use it for good tools, we think.
Yeah, I think there's a reason that the news reports so much violence and negative things is because that gets you more headlines. It gets you more attention. People like to focus on the negative, and that's like that with any form of media. I think while all the negative shit's going on, there's just as many positive things going on in social media.
Facts. Yeah.
Where it gets tricky is now that you have AI, you can make anybody look a certain way. And it's really like your opinion may not be able to combat that.
Yeah.
You know, like the Taylor Swift, there was like, what was the Taylor Swift AI shit that
right.
came out and she's suing the person for
had her
it.
getting raped or something.
Some fucked up, something nasty. Like, but you know, you can clearly type whatever you want in these things and it'll create the image.
Y'all know that?
Like,
nah.
she's suing.
Well, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know that. But like, I'm pretty sure I know a picture y'all talking about, bro. Like, I was like, damn.
When was you looking at it?
Nah. It wasn't even like that. Like, I just like, obviously yeah, it's social media. Like we're talking about. It's so dangerous, bro. You just come across that shit, like
bullshit.
Like for real. Like little kids will come across that shit.
Laughing with wifey about something, and I wanted to make a point to her. Not I didn't want to, but I told her, I was like, man, this shit's so crazy. I'm just scrolling, and in like 2 scrolls, I seen a nigga risking his life for some draws in like the Dominican. The nigga drove like 3 hours away from his resort, or maybe Columbia, 2-3 hours away from his resort. Got to the house, got some draws. Got her cousin picked him up, took him back to the resort. But the cousin was a male cousin. Nigga not speaking no English, none of that. Just not knowing where he going, all for the dussy. I scroll up maybe 2 more posts, and it's like 70-year-old women, titties out, coochie out. Like, nigga, you can't avoid the diabolical nature of man on social media. You're going to see the nastiest parts of us on social media, sadly.
Yeah.
You know, that trauma porn shit is another thing that keeps motherfuckers on there. Just, you know, sexual porn. It's wild. It's a cesspool of a lot of shit.
Yeah.
It's coming really like putting a lot of pressure on people to really think for themselves and come to their own conclusion, form their own opinion. With everything that you have to, like, I read something like we take in more data into our brains every day than like any iPhone available. And that's like way too much information for our brains naturally to handle correctly.
That's interesting, bro.
So it's just like, while you have all these opinions and you can connect with people so quickly or get information so quickly, the first bit of information that comes out, the first report may not be the correct information, but it's first. So that's what everybody's going to go with. You know, being first is very important. And that's something that you do see Trump do. As soon as something happens, he's on fucking Twitter or on social media playing his side of it. And I'm not going to say it's right or wrong, his side of things, but all his supporters immediately look at what he says and they're like, oh, that's what happened. You know?
That's a dangerous self to put yourself in as a person. Like Trump, not him, but like the supporters of bro, you know, just to be
like the full on supporters, you know, you can support some of his opinions.
You should support, you know, yourself. And anything that's serving you is where you should put your energy. But exactly motherfuckers get into that hero worship shit. They like a nigga personality. They like to joke a nigga too. And all of a sudden, you can't do no wrong to the point where they now doing you wrong.
Yes, you got to watch it.
But hey, that goes the same way for the other people that don't like the that you know Trump or don't like Biden. Like, you can't like him just because
he does is wrong.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And it's like not everything Biden does is wrong. A lot of it possibly, but
that's back to your point about how motherfuckers would just be on social media talking about that ain't no 80-pound catfish.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Why are you popping up with an opinion politically and where's you do your research or who taught you? You know, we that's one of my opinions is before motherfucker follow somebody, like see who they followed. Like, where'd they get they shit from before you just blindly walking behind the motherfucker?
Yeah. So transitioning from that stuff into, I want to dig into a little bit of music stuff. Maybe describe yourself as an artist after we just talked about, you know, because listening to your music, it feels like I'm not at church, but I'm taking in like a big brother's information or something, you know, like you're giving advice or you're actually trying to make people feel a certain type of, you know, so maybe give us a little insight on how you work as an artist and who, you know, how you want to present yourself. And
so, I came up as a young boy enjoying rap, right? And so at first, I was born in 91, so early 90s, that rap still wasn't super mainstream. And so it was kind of like the Rebellion, the soundtrack of Rebellion. That's kind of what I was brought up on, was that energy. And then in 96, Allen Iverson came to the NBA. And we talked about loving basketball a little bit. And that was Allen Iverson's whole energy, at least how it was portrayed, was rebellion. I got my own adulthood, became 17, 18, and I realized these people wasn't rebels. They wasn't rebelling. They was being labeled that. All they was doing was being they self, you know? And so when I started doing music, looking around Kansas City, I told myself, I said, most of these niggas not murderers. They not killers like that. shout out to the killers. Don't feed them. But most of these niggas not that.
Yeah.
And ain't nothing wrong with it. I ain't that. You know? Let me make some music that's more based in the reality that we all live in every day.
Yeah.
That do mean that you may come across some bullshit. I mean, you may gotta duck your head. You may gotta defend yourself and back something off you. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I want to focus on telling my story, because my story is more the common story than what I'm hearing out here by the supervillains right now. That gave me my I guess my mental on how I did the music, and shit, ever since, just wanted to maintain a certain level of me and expression as we keep on going and growing as artists. Like I said, I feel like you right now, you in your art bag. We talked about hunting. I've never hunted in the woo-wop, but I hunt every day. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. I stay on a hunt. You know what I mean? I was in, see my brother in this hunting shit. You got the combat boots on. You know what I mean? Y'all heard me mention my nigga name a couple times. I love to ride this. So I'm on a pod. Remind me to be stand on my shit. You know what I mean? I got my shit. Everything is art when you really an artist and you looking at it. So as I've grown and continue to do music as a medium, that's just the thing that I've tried to keep at the top of my head is remain G. And then if you tell your story, it'll be more people that can connect authentically, because it's more folks that's we as a people are more alike than we different type hype.
Yeah. So, you know, when
If that makes sense, my bad.
No, that doesn't
when
make
you're
sense,
when you're
yeah.
creating art, you know, like you become an artist from your voice and your your feelings or expressing how you feel. Like you become an artist through that, you know, that pressure of but when you get into rap, and nowadays from when it was different in the 90s, it wasn't mainstream. Now it's mainstream, and it's a lot more serious to society. So it being mainstream turns it into everything's done a certain way for the most part. Is it hard to have your own opinion in that situation?
Nah.
Or voice your own opinion in your music. Say like if you had a political opinion, or you had a certain thing that like literally nobody would agree with in that world. Like, is it hard to
I'll give you an
just say it?
example, a prime example. 2017, we was on 59th and Tracy. No, 59th and Truce. It was like a art house filled with UMKC college kids, right? So y'all know the vibe. Basically, we was talking about earlier, just how the over sexualization has turned a lot of people into making lifelong decisions that they can't live with, to the point of turning their own TV off. So we 017, I said Xannies, trannies, niggas, hoes, Sodom and Gomorrah, say my soul. Oh, don't go. Please let me expose from the depths of these hoes how this world turned me cold. We was putting this, no pudding shit. Role reversal crazy, demonized for how I express myself. Now Cosby looking flaky, baby. So just in that little 8-bar stanza, a nigga ran it all the way down right quick. You know what I'm saying? This is what we looking at. So I'm always
You don't even
gonna
need
be
a beat,
comfortable.
bro. You just need to like just say it into a mic, put it out as a song. Like that's
brother.
poetry.
Hey, that
Like I
part-
got
shit's
lost
tough,
for a
yeah.
second, but
No,
I was
yeah.
like, bro, this shit.
Max love,
this shit's
brother,
crazy.
for real.
You know?
So that's as a true artist, you know, like that's why I love what you do. You know what I mean? Because I'm an artist, so I can appreciate somebody's art, even though I can't shoot shit for my life. You know what I'm saying? With a camera.
Yeah.
I can't edit for life. I can't
Said
draw.
with a camera.
I
He had a
can't draw anything.
I couldn't do none of
can't
that
paint.
like a year and a
Yeah,
half
you know what
ago
I'm saying?
either.
So I love just seeing you know what I'm saying, people like you do that thing, man. Because I appreciate the artist, bro. And when I'm in my bag, it's on me to try my best to live up to what y'all do in y'all's other mediums and the other greats in they mediums.
So do you think rap, hip hop, the whole culture has a positive impact on society right now? Or you think it could be better? You think it needs to get better?
I think that I think it's I do believe that it has the ability to have more of a positive impact than it's having right now. Absolutely.
In what ways you think? Just
The lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yep. I think the lifestyle that is promoted for the most part in the music is one that don't serve yourself or the other people that's taking in this message, you know.
Yeah, or the future generations, or you can talk about the lifestyle, but not in a way where you're glorifying
Come on.
certain pieces of it. Like you can. It's okay to tell people your story, but admit that some pieces were difficult and harmful.
Right,
you know?
Exactly.
Like owning up to that's growth and that's maturity. Like if you shot somebody, it'd be best to be like, well, yeah, that dude deserved it, but like it didn't have to be like that.
If you shot somebody, it's best to not talk about it.
Yeah.
It's no statute of limitations on.
But like,
that's how that shows what we dealing with. These niggas is fuck niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a cop. That you doing police shit right there.
Yeah.
I'm really a radical nigga. Salute to y'all. I know y'all fuck with law enforcement. Law enforcement responds. They don't prevent nothing. So I don't just like even think them niggas is creme de la creme niggas. You're too late, nigga.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
No. We think like that too.
Gang shit.
Right, yeah.
And then you over here trying to act tough. You're not tough, you bitch made nigga. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
These niggas don't stand on nothing. These niggas, these niggas is out here, in my personal opinion, this may be a conspiracy. I think that a lot of these niggas on mainstream labels are the commercials for the prison industrial complex. That's what I think
the same
music
people
is.
that invest in the record labels invest in
Even if they don't invest in it,
prisons.
right? Even if they don't invest in it, I do believe that is such a lucrative system from the judges, the lawyers, the cops, the this, the that, the infrastructure. That hey, here's a way to keep that motherfucker going. I don't want to go too deep into, like I said, a idea, because I ain't got no paper trail to say it, but that's what the shit sounds like to me. It's not sounding like
they push a certain agenda within the label, knowing that it's gonna affect the people listening to it in a way to where they feel like doing certain things are cool that might end them up in prison, and then they make
a negative
money there.
situation, a negative situation. Because it's like, even if I'm not listening to some music, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go slide on them niggas.
Yeah.
But I'm listening to some music, and goddamn, this. Go, head so good she on a roll. She ride dick like carnival. I done did the impossible. I'm hearing that all day. I'm walking through the hallways of my middle school. It might not even be my girlfriend or my top 5 roster, nigga, but I'm hard in this motherfucker. I'm in 7th grade. Fuck it. Let's go to the auditorium. Where can I get this dick sucked? This is me. I'm talking my story. You know what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden you in some sexual activity at 12, 13 years old, you doing too much. You pop up. By the time you 17, you got a child.
Yep.
Now you got to provide for this child. Now you going out here and you doing whatever you got to do. Sadly, you know what I'm saying? Because, again, as my story, I was making $7 an hour, working a full-time job, going to school, and trying to play on the basketball team at Mid-America out in Kansas.
Yeah.
I'm like, nigga, this is too much. We need a pack.
Yeah.
I need a pack. I'm not even seeing my child no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make this shit happen. Let me get this little weed right quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the lifestyle it promotes may not even directly tell a nigga to go out here and be violent, but shit.
Might as well.
Yeah, because eventually you're going to look up maybe and be like, damn, I'm hurting. I need to do something. So
yeah.
I would like for the lifestyle. My bad, I ain't trying to be long-winded, champion.
No, that's perfect.
I would like, though, for our lifestyle to actually be talked about in the music, because that shit ain't our lifestyle. Black America, we not just sitting around fucking all day. Even though niggas done got to a point to where, like you said, with social media, we can just pass around our little thoughts and our messages. It's exposing that you niggas is horny, but you niggas ain't out there getting pussy all day.
But like
niggas is dirty, limp dick niggas.
Yeah.
So stop always putting that out there as the message to the kids.
It ain't got to be every song, you know, like, damn. Like, you ain't got nothing else going on? Nothing to talk about? Like
every song, fuck, niggas is rabbits.
Yeah.
Wild rabbit animals, man.
But that's what happens when, like, the most famous artists are, like, these 16-year-old SoundCloud rappers. Like, what else these dudes about to talk about? Lil Pump and Lil this and Lil that, Lil Xan and
Gucci gang.
What else are these dudes about to talk about?
Hey,
You
high
know?
key, Gucci Mane. Just an example. This is why I say I feel like it be agendas, bro. This nigga Gucci Mane was literally medicated for being somebody who would have episodes and walk out in the middle of the night, be out in the middle of the streets with no shoes on. The people got to say, hey, Roderick, come in now. Come in. You got to walk his big ass back in the house. Y'all know any niggas like, y'all have seen that type shit?
I mean, I heard of it, but
I grew up with retarded niggas, autistic niggas. I'm from the projects. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm talking chemical imbalances and shit.
Yeah.
So this nigga, he a big retarded nigga. No cat. And he is the frequency of Atlanta, Georgia. The Atlanta, Georgia is operating on a Gucci Mane frequency.
Yeah.
It's been that way since 05. I was there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All these little niggas that done came out, Lil Young Thug, Lil Yachty, the Migos, fucking Future came from Dungeon Family. But again, we could maybe find some type of connection.
Yeah.
All these niggas is coming from Roderick Davis. And when he moved to Atlanta, he was on pills. And his mama couldn't control him no more. He's a big nigga. So she dropped him off with her best friend, Waka's mama, a bigger woman from New York, a little more of energy. Alabama mama, sweet spirit. This big crazy nigga too much. Take him to Deb. Deb got this nigga, put him on his medication on time. He was doing it every day. So he wouldn't have these episodes as often.
Yeah.
But the nigga still could be found walking the middle of the streets with no shoes on.
Fuck.
She kept him right, got him on his shit, and eventually he came out. Niggas is knowing that's big crazy Gucci. Yeah, we respect him. That nigga will rob a nigga. He crazy. Woo woo. But I say that to say that's the energy that Atlanta was permeated on. Now Gucci Mane's married. The nigga's healthy.
Got
He
his
got
shit
white
together.
teeth. Right. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even on that energy.
I remember
no
him
more.
back in the day. That dude was, his stomach was
Look
out
pregnant.
here. He was like, couldn't close his mouth because of his teeth and shit. And like, dude, but I mean, he made some sick ass music for sure. Like, that was,
Yeah, I'm
if
about
he
to say, he
didn't make
cold.
music, like, nobody would be that dude's friend back then, I feel like.
Hell no, they was scared of that
like,
nigga.
Yeah, he was, like, definitely scary.
But the energy, just the energy, my bad, not to be all
No, you're
long with
good.
it, but the energy, bro, I feel like is permeated in too many aspects of life, of debauchery, deviancy, low vibrational shit. And in my opinion, we should be growing. I don't expect everybody to be Einstein or some genius or savant, but I do expect you to constantly be trying to grow. Anything that's not growing is dead. If grass isn't growing, it's dead. If a tree ain't growing, it's dead. Why do we not get to grow as humans? So
Yeah, and the more time you spend consuming something, the more likely you are to bring it home with you.
Yeah.
So like,
factory.
it's
brother.
easy for like a business owner like us, me, I have a wife and kids. Like, it's easy for me to be like tough as nails at work and like getting to it, grit, like just getting shit done. And then I get home and it's like easy to fall into that same thing at home. And like, they're like, bro, like chill the fuck out.
Right.
So like, I feel like it's the same way, like consuming the music, that too much of it. Like, if you like listen to Gucci Mane, like that's cool, but like don't bring it home with you. Just keep it on the speakers and that's it.
Yo.
And I fuck with Gucci. I fuck with rap. I fuck with hip hop, but I
He's
fuck with
a-
the people more.
He's
fuck
an
with
American
Davis more.
entrepreneur. He's actually somebody to look up to. Like, and maybe in people from certain places, it might be easier to look up to somebody like that. But that's why it's a lot more important for somebody, like we said earlier, to own up to the wrong things. And I think Gucci does a decent job of, like, I'm so glad that I'm like this and not like that anymore.
right.
Like pointing that obvious thing out for the kids,
Right, brother. You
Hey,
have
Rick Ross is next. That boy need to get in shape.
That's his
Get his
last
shit
step.
together.
He seems like a good dude.
Yeah,
Rick Ross seems like
yeah.
a dude that I could kick it with.
Yeah.
And like, you seen him watching the Super Bowl and like his girl fed him like some
Hamburger
bullshit.
helper, right?
He was like, he just seemed like a normal dude.
Nah,
So I
facts.
thought
Yeah,
that
that's
was
his
cool.
last step.
Yeah, shout out to you, bro, for bringing it home on Gucci in a positive way. Because I fuck with
Yeah.
Wop, but I hate seeing the sufferings of like y'all saying, our communities. You know what I'm saying? They be falling.
It's like he was young when he was making doing the crazy shit before he went to prison or whatever. Like, I don't know. You gotta give somebody.
Grace
He
and
was
shit.
young, so like me when I was my early 20s, like if somebody had a camera on me at all times,
Duh.
this business probably be getting burned down. People would have riots out there and shit or something. Like everybody's got something.
They be trying to pull it.
Who's the best rapper of all time?
What y'all think?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not saying this is mine, but J. Cole, didn't he just get number one?
J. Cole a legend. J. Cole a legend.
J. Cole, I think he's got number one, but.
And now after we went through all this, like usually I would say a certain name. After we just talked about everything we talked about and like the effect it has on society. Before we talked about all this, I would say Eminem. But like you go back and listen to his shit. He's like talking about like killing his mom and killing his baby mama.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Driving her off a bridge. Oh, that dude was nuts.
Yeah. I say Lil Wayne probably.
But he was young as fuck.
He's top 3.
And like he said that like back then he was like so broke when he started that like all the crazy shit he was doing, he was just like, I'll do whatever the fuck it takes to make this money and get, because like you watch 8 Mile, he came from nothing.
Yeah.
Like, so looking at these people and trying to get some type of advice from him, like, bro, that dude was just grinding. He was doing whatever the fuck it took, bro. Like, and there's a lot of people that did that have respect nowadays that like they didn't have cameras on them the whole way through.
No, you're right about that.
So like, Eminem was like early 20s and like had a daughter and like all this crazy shit, this crazy upbringing, and he was just trying to make it. He was just doing whatever it took. But like he did do a lot of like fucked up shit.
Right.
Yeah,
No, that's a good point you made right there, bro. A lot of these niggas, when we latch on to them, they in they come up phase and they doing whatever to get there.
Yeah.
But we inebriating ourselves with these downloads, and all of a sudden we chanting mantras of somebody trying to get out of survival mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that
he
was
was just trying to get to where he's at now, like he's at the Detroit Lions game playoffs, like everybody's cheering for him. He's in the suite. He ain't high, he ain't drinking them. He's completely sober. That's what he was trying to get to.
Facts, bro. Facts.
And he's there now, and I guarantee you he'll own up to anything. I think he's come forward and done some interviews where he's
absolutely.
I know that shit was wrong. And he takes care of his mom, takes care of what's his baby mama's name?
Shit, I forgot.
Something Mathers. Do you remember, Christian? You listen. I guarantee you listen to Eminem. What's Kim?
Kim. That was her name.
Yeah. So he takes care of his daughters. Just was it his daughter that just married Tony Hawk's son?
Word.
Or was it? No, that was Kurt Cobain's daughter married. So, but his daughter seems to be, a good human being. Takes care of her. Takes care of her mom. Takes care of his mom. Basically the people that he always talked about in his music.
See, the thing that sucks though is he's that now, but he out of his moment. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't got the influence that he had or the impact that he had back when he was making a lot of stands.
Yeah.
Shout out to that song. That's one of the greatest songs of all time, because that was real shit. That it's so many niggas out here that was not just on regular artists, but Eminem was that nigga.
I mean, he's arguably like the biggest artist of all time.
Yeah, he definitely won.
Behind,
he definitely won
Michael Jackson level.
Right.
As far as like, just how many eyes were on him at all times. The shit that he had going on.
He was like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but like, it was like MTV was kicking him off, and like FCC was finding him, and bro, it was like nothing that we've ever seen before. Like he would be canceled in a fucking split second today.
It was trying to, for sure.
But like, some advice: cancel culture. The way you don't get canceled is you just keep doing exactly what you were doing before. You don't fucking stop. You don't let these people talk you out of what you had going on.
Oh God.
So I think today we need a Eminem, a Kid Rock, a Johnny Cash, something like that. Somebody who's like, and that, that's what we're working on, this rock music and stuff like that.
I love when I
want to
heard
do
y'all
something
cooking,
like
man.
that. Yeah.
What y'all cooking is
Yeah.
Can't wait for the world to hear that free Rein.
Yeah.
For real.
Shout out to Chance Morris.
Shout out to Chance Morris. I heard some of that cook up. They let me hear it, man. Chance Morris, you nice, brother.
Yeah. I appreciate that. He'll definitely I get like, we'll call him after this and shit, and he'll be like, because he does put in a lot of work, and all you artists like put in a ton of work for this music, and like, it's a tough world to make it in music.
Yeah,
it's such a idolized thing in everybody's eyes, and everybody, like, to be looked at how all the artists want to be looked at, you have to be at the very top. Like, that's where all the artists are trying to be. It's not like a normal job where you're like, okay, yeah, I'll work in a cubicle and yeah, this is fine. It ain't exactly what I dreamt of growing up, but, like, you know, it's a good like, most musicians think different. I feel like,
I ain't gonna lie.
you know.
I was a young nigga, and my favorite rapper of all time is Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, Tupac, Nipsey Hussle. That fifth is rotating, but I heard Nipsey say, I was 17 when I heard him say this. He was like, man, I just was trying to sell 50,000 records. He was like, I figure if I could sell 50,000, that's 500,000.
Yeah.
He was like, that's $500,000. I'm looking at $500,000 like, ooh. I heard that and made me start thinking of currency. Well, not thinking, but looking at currency. And currency was like one of the first. I was like, damn, I want bro lifestyle.
Yeah.
He got a nice house in his home city. He got all the vehicles, you know, that a man could want. I really love cars. I fuck with cars. I'm like, and then he can go to Walmart or Target. Like, it ain't too much, you know, but it's still enough to where you got the respect. I've always wanted that. I've never been interested in being
that, like,
so popular
spot
that you can't move.
Yeah.
I'm cool on
You
that
walk
shit.
out of your house and there's cameras.
Yeah, fuck that.
You know,
that's
like, I'm
that's
cool
probably
with that.
some reason why I ain't put shit out since 2018.
Yeah.
Like a full length project. You know, I put EPs and singles, but yeah, I love my privacy. They try to act like privacy is a sin.
Yeah. And
Motherfucker, back up.
Yeah.
God damn.
I don't know. Yeah, you got, like, Kanye just went through that it was like probably a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago. Like, he's just walking around and people got cameras all up in his face, and he snatches this girl's camera or phone or whatever, and he was like, who you work for?
And look,
she's like, da-da-da-da. He's like, quit that job, come work for me. Like, you know, and she quit her job and she works for him now.
No bad. And see, I'm saying, bro, you on camera all the time. You on camera all the time. Cuz on camera. I'm on camera all the time. And we ain't even celebrities. We live in a surveillance state. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't go outside without being on a fucking light camera. Maybe a nigga's Rein camera. Walk by my little shit if you want to. It got cameras on the car.
Yeah.
We live in a surveillance state like a motherfucker. So if you, like you said, one of them niggas already up there, you definitely ain't escaping and finding no sense of normalcy and privacy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. So we just went over, like, you know, big names in the industry. You have a song with Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Shit, same energy basically. I being a young nigga was on Twitter one day, already was a fan of his music because of the messages that I heard him say. He was doing a freestyle with Nipsey Hussle and J-Rock. And on that freestyle, I said, hold on, this nigga right here, nice. My boy out in LA just told me that I may not be able to get a Nip feature because he was like the Jay-Z of they ghetto.
Yeah.
I was like, but what about this little nigga? I might could get one from Cuz. And so, long story short, followed him on Twitter. The nigga had said, just in conversation to somebody, he was like, nah, my G, I ain't on nothing today. And so me being a young nigga, I said, what you saying my name for? Nigga was like, what? I was like, how much for a feature? So
That's cool.
he DM'd me. He was like, bro, I charge a rack. I was like, bro, I ain't got no band. I'm 17. I was like, I just had a child, but I be out in LA a lot. I was like, I was 18. So I was putting extras on it. I was like, I was really 18. I was like, but I be out there a lot, man. Like, if I could run into you, I'll hit your hand for sure, for sure. I want to make this work.
Yeah.
He was like, well, shit, bro, whenever you out here, just holler at me. So I was out there probably like a week or two later. I was like, bro, I ain't got no band. I got like 700 though. What's up? So broke bread with him. And that relationship just was able to foster. After I did that, maybe a week or two later, no bullshit, Dr. Dre co-signed that nigga. And so from the Dr. Dre co-sign, me already hitting his hand and not begging for nothing on top of that, it was able to be a good fertilizer for a solid relationship.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't tap in with bro like that because that nigga is, again, he super up there, but
He's got a family too,
and he got a
just,
family.
like,
But
been
I will
through-
say the nigga always been a solid celebrity, and he
Mhm.
did, you know, check in on my last project I dropped. He's like, hey,
Oh,
boy,
nice.
that Quiet Place 2, or I'm like, man, this nigga still be finding a way to listen.
Uh-huh.
Salute. So, yeah,
The
shout
one
out to
with
that.
the Quiet Place 2
With the
that-
Steve-O cover.
Yep,
Yeah.
uh-huh. Dude,
tough.
we got to listen to that after this.
Yeah,
for
my
sure.
brothers.
That's just tight.
So that shit came through all internet young nigga shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The story ain't as fly
That's
as
cool,
people might have
though,
thought,
like,
but
no, that's a cool story.
no,
Like, you know, that's
it's regular
a
shit.
good natural. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
So before we close this up, what's your message to the world? I know you got something good.
My message to the world, man, is first and foremost, lock in with free reign. Period, point blank. These young niggas have been on a mission. They've been focused on what they doing, and they got a great leader. I can attest to young bro. You know what I'm saying? So fuck with free reign. Listen to the conversations and ask your own questions. Question everything. Question that shit. Don't allow yourself to not question is a message I would leave to the world. Fuck with people that are trying to be pure and authentic. Don't find yourself in a state of not growing, and latch on to stuff that serves you. Know yourself. Know yourself.
Yeah.
You can't even do none of that extra shit if you don't know yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you watch Free Reign, you ain't even gonna be able to know what them niggas talking about if you don't know yourself. My message to the world would be find a knowledge of self, not who the world or the outside world is trying to make you believe in that you are. You know, really get in tune with the true you, whoever and whatever that is. And once you can lock in with it, talk to it every day, love it every day, cry to it, pray to it. Don't abandon your true self.
Nice. That was awesome.
Well,
and I want to come
dude,
back. That's
was-
another shit I gotta say. I want to come back.
Yeah, I had that written down. Your message to the world, because I knew you'd have something great.
Yeah, that
So
was good.
definitely think for yourself. We're not experts. We think for ourselves, and we just want you to do the same. If you feel some type of way or disagree with anything we say, leave a comment. We'll have a conversation. G, thank you for coming through. We're absolutely going to have to do more podcast episodes. This one was great. Thank
Man,
you.
Max
Everybody
love.
live your free reign.
Peace.